if I can just introduce Brian Darcy back onto the stage, who is InfoBip and MEF board member.
Yeah, thank you.
So Brian and I just wanted to kind of quickly go through some of the things that happen at MEF, because there's so much that goes on. It's very difficult sometimes to communicate it all in the right way. MEF are going to get better at that, I promise. But I thought just very quickly, 5 minutes, Brian and I talk through that.
Yeah, and look, I mean, obviously, I'm on the board of MEF, but I'm obviously a member. We're a member company, InfoBip, and we do get a lot out of MEF. But it's like anything, you need to know what is happening so that you know whether you want to participate in certain streams or not. And then the other thing is, with any organization, the more you put in, the more you get out. So, I mean, you're already doing that in the sense of you're here today, so you're already participating. And I know there's some people in the room maybe who aren't members. So maybe for those people to have a think about, is it worth becoming a member and some of the advantages that can be brought? And also then for the members to kind of have a look at this and maybe just rejog your view, your knowledge in terms of what MEF does. As a mobile messaging forum, mobile ecosystem forum, it is an amazing organization, that it's global. I know sometimes we have, we would meet in Europe, but there's a lot of activity happens in Asia, there's activity happens in the US, there's activity happens in India. It really travels, and when it travels, it does get a lot of participation. And it gets a lot of participation from, very good companies who make an impact in our industry. And I think that was a good, in terms of today with the CPaaS event, we had some really leading industry players here. We have, which is a great validation of the membership and the draw that the organization has. So, look, it's been around for 26 years, so it's well developed, 200 plus members, so that's 200 companies. So obviously there's a lot of people behind that, but 200 companies. And then it kind of participates in a lot of different areas, mobile services, enterprise, and the regional program. There's a good team here. There's obviously Nick, who's been on stage quite a bit. There's Susan, there's Sari, who I don't see in the room, there's Sam. Feel free to talk to them, Sam at the camera. Feel free to talk to them all and ask them questions, and they'll be more than happy to engage. And as I say, if you are interested in joining to talk to one of the team.
Can I just say, and it's not their fault, and I'm sorry to call you guys out, but I was just talking to the two guys that are here from 3 Ireland, and they didn't even know they were MEF members. And that's our fault, right? That's certainly not yours. So, but what I would say, it's difficult for us to get across everybody in all organisations. So, if you think there's benefits in what you've heard today, then obviously please mention us, and we can send any information out. We can speak to other teams. But in particular with the 3 Guys Ireland, they're part of the wholesale team, and we run working groups specifically on wholesale. We have events specifically on wholesale, which may be helpful. So, as Brian said, for me, I think there's 3 or 4 things that are really important to members or useful for members that we do. The number one is events. It's these things, and we do them all around the world, pretty much once or twice a month. There's a lot, right, Susan? Susan heads all that team up. It's great that we've got her here today. She can't go to every single one, but she's here today for this event in Dublin. The second area is insights. So we have a data team. So if you're pulling data or spending lots of money with data companies, a lot of that's part of your membership today through MEF. We have a lot of good data. So come to us and ask us questions about the data that we have. We've got a team that does that. The third thing is working groups. So as well as me being on stage doing this, what I also do every month is I run messaging working groups on RCS and SMS and OTT channels as well. I also run sub-working groups, the carriers. So we have some of the carriers come together and discuss in a closed group meeting. So those are the sort of 3 things. There was another one I've forgot now. Is there another?
Guys are interaction, insights, and impact, which is the working groups. Can I just say something? Can I have the microphone? Thanks. Something about this slide. Thanks. So we also think of us as an extension of your marketing arm as well. So we can share your blogs, your white papers, your reports. We have lots of channels. We create a lot of content. So everything you see there is our digital reach. So if you've got a white paper that you want to disseminate to a wider audience, send it to Sam at the back there, who's our editor as well, and we can get across lots of channels. If you're interested in radio interviews, podcasts, we've got MEF TV, we do TV interviews. So this is something to just be really aware of and use us as an extension of your marketing reach.
Yeah. Again, I think probably the fourth thing is that companies like to use us as an extension of their marketing team. So we go out, it's pretty neutral, is what MEF is in the industry and beyond the industry. So if you want us to help with getting any messages out for you, we can do that.
Yeah, and the marketing side, because it is quite effective. I mean, it's effective in the sense of when something is published on LinkedIn, you can see that it has 10,000 followers. So, it has a great reach. Some companies use that very effectively, and it's very cost effective. So, it's one of the ways to get value from the membership. Just one. There's obviously all the other elements as well.
I think we're at 17,000 now, aren't we? We need to update that slide.
Sorry, my eyes aren't so good. It's 16,000 followers, it says.
Yeah, mine either.
Next slide is,
Okay. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about in terms of the insights, the data. I won't go into the detail behind that. And then I think what I wanted to get to, Susan mentioned reports. We do our own reports as well, various yearbooks. We do one around messaging, other areas. And the interaction is kind of what we're doing today. And then events is part of that. Susan didn't mention webinars, I don't think. So webinars are another good channel customers like.
Yep, and Karis upstairs, who you met on reception, runs the webinar program. So again, if you're interested in doing a webinar with us, we'd love to hear from you. And if you want to look at our roadmap, you can scan that QR code. I've literally finalised the whole entire roadmap for the next 18 months, and we've got some very interesting things coming up, so I'd love to talk to you about that.
I think this is the last slide. So it's just really around the working group meetings, as I mentioned. They're roughly 45 minutes a month per topic area. I run 2 of those, which is on the messaging channels, which is the last one there. We do wholesale, we do digital payments and content and advertising, which I think is a lot of stuff we've touched on there today. And maybe I'll just hand to Ellie, because Ellie's pretty much involved from a member perspective in some of the anti-fraud and API authentication.
Hi, thanks. So just to mention very briefly, the newest working group that we've just helped set up just in the past couple of months is the API and authentication, as per my little presentation this morning. So there's a lot of work that is being looked at as to how to build the demand side. A lot of work over the last decades have been going into how to provide the mobile operator side, the southbound side, the sourcing side of network APIs. But now as an industry association, it's how we bring that to the demand side, how we create that demand, how we identify what the use cases are, what the value is, what the nomenclature is. And we've got a whole program planned over the next 6 months of education process and use case analysis, etc. So the goal is to help bring network APIs to commercial success. And it's great to be working with the MEF because it's one of the few industry associations that kind of represents both sides of the equation, both on the sourcing side and on the demand side. So this is a dedicated working group helping to set up for the world of network APIs. You're all very much encouraged to join. There's a lot to learn, and we would benefit from the collaboration with all and everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. I think that's about it, Brian, yeah?
Yep.
Thank you, yep.
Okay, thank you. I know we haven't finished, but since I'm here, maybe just to say thanks to Nick and to Susan and to Sam and to Sari for today and organising everything. Really well. The events are always, some of you've been to a lot of events, they're always very professional, they're always put together very well, and they're always very enjoyable, so thank you.
Thank you.